Hi everyone, Ravi this side. Welcome to EnggAdda. So today in this video we are going to discuss about Schedular. What is Schedular and how we can implement Schedular in a Spring Boot application. So here what we are going to do is first of all we are going to discuss about the Schedular and what its application in Spring Boot application, like where it is used, where it help us. Those things also we are going to discuss. And then finally we are going to create a Spring Boot application, and with the practical implementation we are going to see how scheduler is helping us. So in the Spring Boot application what we are going to do is we are going to make two jobs, and then that job will automatically trigger with the help of scheduler at some particular amount of time. And the first job will be inserting couple of data into the database. Second job is retrieving the data from the database. So this is what we are going to do. So let me try to brief you about the scheduler, and then where the scheduler is helping us, and then after that we'll start the practical implementation. Okay, so let's get started. For that, let me try to go to the next slide. So what is scheduler and where it helps? So the first point explain us about the scheduler. A scheduler is a mechanism that allow you to schedule the execution of certain tasks at a specified interval. So let's say you want to perform a certain task at certain interval of time, then the scheduler will help you doing that. Spring Boot provides support for task scheduling through the annotation called @scheduled annotation. Okay, so this schedule annotation will help you doing a job at a particular interval of time. Okay, which is a part of Spring Framework scheduling support. Okay, so this is what scheduler is and where it is helping. That is what we are going to see in the next point. And then how we can implement the scheduler we are going to cover later on when we are going to doing the development things. Okay, so let me try to tell you what where it helps. Okay, scheduling in Spring Boot is a powerful feature that allow you to automate repetitive tasks. So here you can see scheduler help us in automating the repetitive tasks such as data synchronization, cleanup, or the notification in your application. So let's say you want to turn up some notification at some particular interval of time, then the scheduler will help you there. If you want to clean up the garbage value at some particular interval of time, then the scheduler will help you there. Let's say you want to insert a couple of records at certain period of time into the database, then you can create a job and the scheduler will help you automatically trigger that job and insert the data into the database. Similarly, you can also create the job and schedule it for the particular interval of time and then fetch out the data from the database. So these are some practical implementation of scheduler, and the scheduling support is a part of broader Spring framework and provides flexibility in defining the execution schedule for your task. Okay, so this is about scheduler and where it helps us. Now what we are going to do is we are going to develop a Spring Boot application, and there we'll try to practically implement the scheduler. So we are going to do is we are going to create two tasks or two jobs, and the scheduler will help us automating those jobs, okay, at some particular interval of time. The first job will be where we are going to insert couple of data into the database with the help of scheduler, which will be done automatically. And the second job will be trying to retrieve the data from the database, which also be done by the scheduler itself. And we are going to set the time for the particular jobs according to our need. Okay, so this is what we are going to develop here in this video. So let's get started for that, and let me try to go to the IntelliJ. So here we are in IntelliJ, and let me try to minimize this. And first of all, let me try to tell you that I'm using IntelliJ Ultimate version. Okay, so if you're using IntelliJ Ultimate version directly, you can come to the IntelliJ application and create your Spring Boot application. If you are not using the IntelliJ Ultimate version, then there is a site Spring Starter IO. There you have to go and then you can create your Spring Boot application, add the necessary dependency, and then download it. I will also tell you how to do those things. Okay, so first of all, if you are using IntelliJ Ultimate version, come here, go to the file, new and project, and here you will find the Spring Initializer option. If you're not using the IntelliJ Ultimate version, if you're using the IntelliJ community version or some others IDE like Eclipse, then what you can do is you can go to this website, which is start.spring.io, and there it will open up the same page what we are seeing here. Okay, and then the same thing you have to perform there itself. So first of all, you have to provide the application name. So let's say this application name is Spring Boot Schedular example. Okay, now the Java, let's say select the Maven, and then JDK version and Java version. Now go next, and here you have to add the required dependency. Okay, same thing will be there in the spring.io website, and you can select the same how I'm doing here. So what all the starter dependency we need for this application? So first of all, this is the web application, so we need Spring Web. The database that we are going to use here is MySQL, so we need MySQL driver, and we also need a JPA for the database connectivity and doing the operation with the database. So those things we need JPA, and then we need let's say Lombok, so that we can do some, like we can avoid the boilerplate code here. So this four dependency we need. So you also have to include this four dependency, and then here I'm going to create the application. There, if you're not using IntelliJ Ultimate version, if you're on the site, what you need to do is you need to download the zip file and then extract it out and then open it in the ID that you're using. So here what we are going to do is we are going to create it. So once you will create it, it will ask you to open up in the tabs. Okay, so let me try to open up in a new window and just wait for a few seconds. Once you will open up, you have to wait for a few seconds. It will start downloading the starter dependency that you have added, and it will also do the indexing, and then your application will be up and running. You can start your development. Okay, so just wait for a few seconds. Here you can see it is resolving the dependency. Here scanning files to index. Okay, so just wait. Now let me to explain you the application that we are going to develop here. So what we are going to do is we are going to create a product. Okay, so first of all, we are going to create the product entity. We are going to create the product repository, and then we are going to create the product service. And in the service, we are going to create two jobs. The first job will be inserting the products into the database, let's say every 5 seconds. And the second job will be fetching out the inserted products from the DB, let's say every 15 seconds. Okay, so this is what we are going to do. So let's say every 5 seconds you are inserting one product into the DB. So after 15 seconds, there will be three products. So when the second job, which is fetching out the product from the DB, is triggered, it will try to find out the three record from the database. Okay. So this is what we are going to implement. So first of all, we are going to create the entity product. Then we are going to create the repository, which is the DAO layer, you can say, which connect us with the database. And then the service layer where we are going to write our scheduler task, or the, you can say, jobs. So this is what we are going to do. So go to the source, go to the main. Okay, just one thing before going to do the development, what I need to do is go to the resource and go to the application properties file. So here we need to do the configuration so that we can connect our application to the database. Okay, I already have those codes, those configuration here. So let me try to copy it out and come here to the application, paste it out. So here you can see we are defining the URL of our database, and the URL would be a JDBC MySQL database we are using, and our MySQL database is locally up on the port number 3306, and this is the I would say, yeah, database name that we are going to create. So as of now it is ABC. Let me try to create one database. Okay, and we have to update that thing here. Now the second configuration is the username, which is the username for the database, and this is the password for the database. And here you can see we have also defined the driver class name. So this is the driver of the MySQL, and then here we have did one additional configuration, which is the Hibernate related configuration, which will try to fire some Hibernate queries. Okay, so these are the basic configuration in order to connect with the database, and we already have did it. Now here I was talking that we need to provide the database that we are going to create. Okay, so now if you'll come here to the MySQL, and if you'll see here, these are the DBs you can say I have created. So for this project I'm just going to create a new DB, and here you can find this option to create. Just come here and let me try to create a DB called Schedular. Okay, apply it and apply, finish. So if you come down, here you can see the Schedular DB is created. Now if you'll see inside the scheduler, you will find the folder structure like tables, views, stored procedures, and the functions. If you'll go inside the table, nothing is there. Okay, so as of now we have created our database and the name is scheduler. So copy this out, come here to the application.properties file, and here you have to provide the database name at the place of ABC. Okay, so this will be our URL, and this is the root, this is the password, this is the driver, and this is the Hibernate configuration. So this is about the configuration. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to the Java, and let me try to maximize this out. And here you can see we are inside the, like, this is our main class. Now inside this what I'm going to do is I'm going to create the packages. So the first package I'm going to create is entity, and inside the entity we are going to create the product entity. Okay, so just create the package entity, and the class would be product. Edit out, and here let's say we are going to provide couple of attributes here for the product. So let's say private integer id, and then private string name. Okay, so these two attributes we have provided related to the product, and we are using Lombok, so directly we can come here and create the all argument constructor, no argument constructor, and with the help of data we can create the getter and setter and true string as well. Okay, so these three annotation I have included, and we are not going to add the boilerplate code here. So this Lombok help us in avoiding the boilerplate code. Okay, so this is about this, and now let me try to provide the table name. So let's say our table would be product table. Okay, so when we are going to run this application for the first time with the help of this uh, configuration, what it will do, it will try to go to the database, it will connect with the database, and then here in the table folder structure it will create the product table for us for the first time when we are going to run the application. As of now nothing is there, so you can come here in the table, and if you want to check it, refresh this table and you don't see anything. But when you will run your application for the first time, because of this configuration, it will try to go to the entity, and then it will see that you need to create a table called product for this entity. and then it will create it in the DB. Okay, so as of now we have this two attributes. Now let me try to make this as a ID, and let's say also need the entity annotation here. So we are good. Now let me try to create the DAO layer. Okay, so here we are going to create the DAO layer. Let's say it is repo dot product repo. Okay, and this would be the interface. So just select the interface. Now let me try to extend it from the JPA. So extend JPA repository, and you have to pass these two parameters. The first one is the entity, so it would be product, and then ID type of the entity. So if you'll go to the product entity, the ID type is integer. So that you need to pass here. So come here to the repo again. Let me try to minimize this. And here it is integer. So we are good. And now the time to create the service layer. So create the package called service and then the class called product service. Okay. And add this. We are good. Now annotate this class with @service annotation. Okay, now here first of all let me auto add the repository here so that we can call the JPA provided methods. So product repo, and now we are going to do is we are going to develop these two schedulers. The first one is going to insert the product into the database every 5 seconds. Second one is to find out the list of product from the DB every 15 seconds. Okay, so let me try to develop those things here. So first of all, you need to create the method. So let's say it is public void and let's say add product. Okay, here let me try to do the implementation here. Okay, so what we are going to do is we are going to create a product, and now let me create the product here. So let's say product product p equal to new product, and here we need to pass the ID and the product name, right? So let's say I'm just going to randomly generate the ID and the name as well. So how we can do this is let's say new random dot, let me try to import the random, and yeah, let's say next int, and here you have to provide the range. Let's say it is 12, bound you have to provide, and then the second parameter you need to provide is the name. Okay, so let's say it is product, name is like product, and then let's say we are also going to add this random value to the name. Okay, so it will be a string and the ID is the randomly generated integer, and the name would be product plus the ID. Okay, that's all. So we have the product. Let me try to keep it below. So we have the ID and the name, and now we have created one product here. Now what we are going to do is we are going to insert this product to the database. So how we can do that? So above you can see we have auto add the product repository. So use this and then call the same method and then pass the product here. That's all. Now let me try to print something here. So let's say we want to print some details here, and let's say it is saying that product is something like product with id, let's say p.getId is inserted in db. Okay, something like that. And yeah, that's all. And here let's say we want to schedule this. So here you can come and schedule this task. Now you have to provide the expression when you want to schedule this task, in which particular interval you want to schedule this task. So either you can provide the cron expression or some fixed delays there. So those things, fixed rate, you can explore these features. Here I am directly going to provide the cron expression, and here in the cron expression we are going to provide the, let's say we want to schedule this task for every 5 seconds. Okay, and so the cron expression for that would be something like this. Okay, if you want to check it how to create the cron expression for particular interval of time, you can go to the browser and you can google it out. So cron expression for every 5 second. If we'll come here, you can find it out. This is the thing. Copy this, come here, and in the double inverted comma you have to paste it out. I think that is what we have written here, but yeah, you can cross check it. So that's all. So what this job will do is it will schedule this task every 5 second, every 5 second. Okay, and these are the seconds, minutes, hours, and days, years, something like that is there. So you can explore these things. Okay, now every 5 second what it will do, it will create a new product and then it will insert into the database, and then it will print this statement which is saying that product with id this is inserted in db. Okay, if you want to run this, you can run this application, or else what you need to do is, let me try to create the second job as well. The work for the second job would be fetching out the inserted product every 15 second. Okay, so let's say uh, display products. Okay, every 15 second we want to do that. So just remove this product. Now we need to call the find all. Just remove this p as well. Call this find all method from the JPA, and it will fetch out the inserted product. Now let's say we are just creating one list where we'll try to hold the uh, products that we are fetching out from the DB. So list of product, let's say products list equal to this. Import this list here. So this variable product list will try to hold the list of product that we are fetching out from the DB. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to print out the numbers of the products that we are fetching out from the DB. Okay, we are not going to display the product that we are fetching out from the DB. We are just going to display the numbers that we are fetching out from the DB every 15 second. Okay, so let's say we are inserting one product into the DB every 5 second, then after 15 second, three product will be fetched out from the DB, right? So that is what we are printing here. So let's say number of products fetched from DB is something like that. Let me try to remove this thing, and it would be product list dot size. Okay, that's all. We are good. We have scheduled it for the 15 second. Now, what you need to do is you need to do one more configuration. You have to come to the main application, or you can create your own configuration class, and there you can do this configuration. Here we are going to the main application because this is Spring Boot. At the rate is Spring Boot application annotation include the configuration in itself. So directly we can come here to this main class and then enable the scheduling. So just add this annotation, enable scheduling, and now run your application and then see how it is working. If you are getting any error, we'll see and then fix it out. So just wait for a few seconds, and here you can see it is passing things, and then it will start doing the development. It will start making your application up and running. So I think, yeah, application is started successfully, and our application is up on the port number 8080. And here you can see number of product fetched from the DB is 0 as of now. Now product with the ID 1 is inserted into the DB, product with ID 9 is inserted into the DB, and product with ID 11 is inserted into the DB. Now if yeah, here you can see number of product fetched from the DB is 3. So both of the tasks are running fine, and here you can see we are not printing out the time. So that is why we are not able to see the exact time when these jobs are running. We can do that, but as of now you can see this insert job is running 3 times, and after that, after every 15 seconds, this fetch job is running. So everything is working fine. Now let me try to stop this application and try to go to the database first to verify how it is working. So here you can see we are in the scheduler, and inside the folder structure tables, earlier we were not having any tables, but I told you that because of this configuration, it will automatically, like Hibernate configuration that we did here, it will automatically create the table for you. It will go to the entity and check out the table name that you have provided here. It will create the table, and then it will also automatically fire the Hibernate queries like insert and fetch. Okay, so it is doing that, and we are good. Now go to the database and refresh this table and then see. So here inside the tables, if you'll go to the tables, you will see that product table is created. Now let me try to run this select operation. So a select statement you can say. You can see that couple of record are inserted into the DB, into the table you can say, right? One like product ID 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, and their name is also inserted. If you'll find this ID, these are random because we are generating the randoms value for the ID and the name as well. So this is how this tables is looking like. We have inserted, like these jobs are perfectly working fine. That is why they are inserting the things into the DB, as well as they are also trying to fetch out the things from the DB. And here you can see those things. Now one thing we are missing here is we are not able to track out the time. Okay, so let me try to include the date as well, so that we can see exactly when these jobs are running, and we'll also track out the time interval. So go to the service and come here and then include the time. So either you can do new date and just import the days from the util. Sorry, okay, Let me try to import this. Why it is not giving us the option? Let me try to rewrite it. Let's say at some extra sentence we are going to put here. Let's say product with the ID this is inserted into the DB at time, something like that, and then we can add our date here. So let's say plus new date, and that's all. Similar thing we can add to the fetch scheduler as well. So copy this, come here, and then paste it out. So we are also including the date. Now let me try to run this application again and then see. So just wait for a few seconds. It's still uh, started running the application. And here you can see our start completed. And now here in the logs you will see the statement that we are printing. Here you can see product with the ID 8 is inserted into the DB at the time. This is the time, Friday, this November 10th. And you can see 38:55. And after that, after 5 seconds, it is inserted the second one. And then it is running this fetch one, which was at the same time. But after that, you will see this 2 is inserted. Okay, okay. So here you can see, let me try to stop it out and then show you. So first of all, come here to the top. So first of all, these two jobs, insert jobs are running here, which was for the 38 minute 55 second, and then after the 5 second, the second job, insert job is running, and then after that, the fetch job is running. Okay, then if you come down to insert jobs, interval of 5 seconds, and then the fetch job after yeah 15 second, you can see 5, 10, and then 15 we are running the fetch jobs. So the first you can ignore because it was doing for the first time. Now here you can see the first one is inserted at 5, then second one inserted at 10, and the third one should be inserted at 15, and then we should be fetching out the things, right? Let me try to first of all let me try to clear this table and then rerun this application and then see. So what I can do is I can drop this table, right? Let me try to, yeah, go inside the tables, right click on it and drop the table. Now come back to the IntelliJ again and try to rerun this application. So I think because couple of record were already inserted into the DB, that is why it was not like working properly. So we rerun this application, just wait for a few seconds. And yeah, here you can see the first one is inserted, second is inserted, and third is inserted and then fetch. Yeah, so let me try to stop it and then show you. So here you can see at the time 52 minutes 50 second, the first job, which is insert job, has triggered, and then after 52 minutes 55 second, which was after 5 second, the second job is triggered, which is insert again, and then after 5 second, the third one is triggered, which is insert again. So you can see at 0, I would say, let's say 50 is the 0, one job is triggered, which was inserted one record into the DB. After 5 seconds, the second job is triggered, which inserted the second record or second product into the DB, and then after 5 seconds, the third record is inserted, and then after that, like the first one 5 second, and then after that 5 second, that is 10 second. So within the 10 second, it inserted three records, 0, 5, and 10. Okay, and after that, the first fetch job is triggered, and then after that, you can see after that 5 second, it is started inserting the others record. So this is how this is behaving, and every 5 second it is inserting the record into the DB, and every 15 second it is fetching out the record from the DB. So this is how scheduler works in this Spring Boot. And if you like the video, please hit the like button, and there are more interesting videos on my channel where you can come and learn the Spring Boot concepts. Okay, if you like the video, please hit the like button, and please share this video with the friend in need, and please subscribe the channel for more such content. Thanks.